Hi, good evening to all of you. Let's start this session. We shall be taking up interview concept. Just press yes. Yeah, okay. So in this interview session, as most of the thing we already are aware of, primarily we shall be taking a few questions. How to handle, how to be victorious in this particular exercise, and how to handle this particular concept exercise easily. So we shall be taking up this. First of all, let us define what is the definition of the word interview. The literal. I'm not interested in hearing any bookish definition. Technically speaking, interview means, just for the sake of formality, type any bloody definition. You're chatting amongst yourself. Type any definition regarding what is an interview. One is joining the session, two people are leaving the session is kind of DI question. We have to, I think, calculate the rate of leaving and joining this session. Okay, yeah, Nitin, it is formal question and answer session, but it is between, inter is in between and personal. You talk about in between person, so it is between you and the interview board. You exchange your views, interview exchange of views between you and the panel. Now look at the overall motive of this, objective of this exercise is very clear. Saransh, you have rightly pointed that understanding the candidate. It's next to impossible to understand anybody in this world. As per the God himself, and in just 20 minutes Saransh is saying that we can understand anybody, right, sitting right in front of you. Probably yes, understanding with respect to the compatibility, understanding with respect to the having attitude or aptitude for this particular or flair for this particular job or the course. It is not evaluation, Akash, of communication and presentation with respect to what? With respect to your suitability for this particular course. So ultimately everything boils down to your thought process. Whether the candidate is fit for this particular course, ultimately would he be able to adjust himself or herself in corporate sector, would he be able to face the challenges, etc, etc. Ultimately we just want to check your emotional quotient. In technical language, all these qualities are called emotional quotients, and in your future from now onwards, since you have received the call, or let's say you're in process of receiving the calls, you have cleared any written exam, after that the role is over, and your future success after you complete your degree from any particular college will depend upon your emotional quotient, whether the candidate is emotionally fit. Now being emotional is, I'm not restricting myself to any Rona Dhona kind of emotional. Emotional quotient is your ability to handle other aspects of life well. For example, your thought process, the way you think, way you act, way you carry yourself, way you adjust yourself, your suitability to any particular profession or your chosen profession, etc. Your ability to behave yourself, your ability to work in a team, like a team, for a team, ability to motivate others, empower others, etc. They all come under your EQ, emotional quotient. So in this exercise, interview, or your GDs, or your even essay writing, we no doubt we check your intellect also, looking at the logic presented by you. But in interviews, probably we just check your emotional quotient, because it doesn't matter whether you are able to answer few technical questions correct or wrong. The point is how you handle the question. What if you're not able to solve any particular question? What if you're not able to handle any particular question? So we shall be taking up all these very, very normal questions, and sometimes they seem to be silly also. So let's move ahead. What we have in the slides. So I'll be taking a few normal questions. So formal meeting in person, especially arranged for the assessment of the qualification of candidate. Normally we have 2-3 panelists sitting approximate weightage 10 to 20%, and some of the school it can go up to 15%, 25% also. But in top class colleges, I'm talking about, it can be make or break session. Either you are in or out. Any panel would be consisting of professors, alumni, psychologists, and industry experts. But out of these all these people, the most dreaded should always be, or the dangerous is psychologist, because his purpose is, his objective is to analyze, to scan your thought process, and whenever you reply, whenever you answer any particular question, his task is to analyze your thought process, whether the candidate is positive, negative, cribber, has ability to face the challenges, positive attitude, negative, or he is suffering from any kind of depression, or is manipulative, shrewd, etc. His task is this. And if you are able to satisfy his, curiosities, or if you are able to meet up to his expectations, probably you can think of clearing the interview. It may or may not have fixed structure. Doesn't mean that you can carry your weapons along, and whenever you are asked any question, you take out your revolver and say, should I answer, do I need to answer? It doesn't mean that. Fixed structure means we have got 3 or 4, 1 or 2 type specific interviews. One, the normal, where you're asked normal HR question or technical questions. Second, stress interview, where you are put under stress. We shall be taking a few things, few tricks, how to handle stress and stress interviews. And sometimes, rarest of rare cases, you'll be asked to sit in group interviews. So 2 or 3, one the normal interview, second the stress interview, third the group interview. We shall be taking up these type of interviews, and few generally ask question how to handle these questions. Let's move ahead. Ultimately, the purpose of entire exercise is to understand your thought process, because most of us think in a very linear way, or we have got very fancy ideas about corporate sector. Corporate sector means that you'll be given one Ferrari, 2 helicopters, 1.5 crore per minute salary, and you have to just sit and think and manage people with the help of one AK-47 given to you. Doesn't mean that. Corporate sector means you have to work really hard to earn extra money. You need to work for your organization. Your commitment level should be at the peak level, always throughout your life till the time you work. Your dedication should be fine, and you should like your profession. So all these things are checked in this entire exercise. That's why PI is very important. No doubt, whatever you highlight about yourself in any PI you talk about, most of the things we already mention in our resume, or whatever you call CV in case of your talking about IFT exam. But point is then why we are taking your interview. Everything you have already mentioned, your strengths, weaknesses, etc., etc. What about you? Where do you see yourself 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? Everything we have already mentioned. Then what's the purpose of taking your interview? Because still we can fake, still we can manipulate the things, but when you sit in person in front of the interview panel, they'll be in better position to assess you. Looking at your plain written writing, they'll not be able to assess your qualities, inherent quality, the way you speak, articulate, think, handle, your facial expression during the whenever you're asked difficult questions, you're able to handle different challenges, stress. This we cannot judge from your piece of paper with what we call your CV or resume. That's why interviews are very important, and it is kept in this your entire process. Let's move ahead. So domain of the interview, as we know it already, domain would be covering these many areas. First of all, knowledge about you. In knowledge about you, it is in other words, it is about introducing yourself. So we are interested in knowing your hobbies, interests, strengths, experiences, weaknesses, etc., subject studied, your career plan, etc. So one or two very important question when it comes to knowledge about you is your introduction. So normally introduction is very simple, general question. We've been handling this question since our 9th or 10th class, but here the things would change. The objective now is altogether different. The foundation is altogether different. So normally students, whenever they are asked introduce yourself, generally they start with their I'm so and so, did my graduation or BA or BTech from this college, I belong to this and this place, and my hobbies are, my strengths are. That's it. This is not the way to introduce yourself. For example, whenever I'm meeting you or you're meeting me, I would be interested in knowing more things in addition to your name, hobbies, and strengths and weaknesses. So we should be able to highlight few important things. If you're carrying pen and copy, if you're keeping pen and copy with you right now, if you're carrying your cell phone with you, just write 3 or 4 important things which we are supposed to highlight whenever we are asked to introduce ourselves. And these 5 important areas are, should I tell these 5 areas? Am I audible? Or I'm just having let's play interview session online? Okay, these 5 important areas are because in our interview we have to sell ourselves to the board so that they can pick up. So these 5 areas are leadership trait. The first, very important, at the time of your introduction, should be able to highlight that you have certain amount of leadership qualities, a few leadership traits in you. Second, that you are a keen learner, K-E-E-N, keen learner. Your ability to learn new things. You are eager to learn new things. Third point which we have to highlight about ourselves at the time of interview is commitment or dedication. We're not talking about the commitment generally we put on our Facebook accounts. On Facebook we all are born Salman Khan. एक बार commitment कर दी तो खुद के भी नहीं सुनते, and at a time we are committed with at least 50. The commitment towards your work, dedication towards your work. And fourth point is adaptability or flexibility, your resilience, that you're not stubborn. You can adjust yourself to any particular situation. And finally, the very important when it comes to good institutes, top institutes and top companies like TCS, Google, IBM, etc. value system. Rahil, you're asking what was the second point? Let me repeat all these 5 points. Yes, Saransh was keen learner first, leadership qualities. Second, keen learner. Third, adaptability. Fourth is your commitment levels. And fifth is your value system in which we all believe in. Whatever we have been taught by our school, society, parents, etc. Now the next big question is, at the time of interview we are not supposed to highlight straight away speak these 4 words or 5 words. And for example, if I say that, okay Nitin, introduce yourself, and Nitin will use these 5 words. Okay sir, I am born leader, I am very flexible also, I have learned gymnastics, I am very flexible also, I am very keen learner, I am very committed, you can check my Facebook account and other such networking sites, and I believe in certain values also. Sir, where is my seat, where is my MBA seat, and or where is my job? But again, Saransh, no, it will not go beyond 1 or 2 minutes, because it is at least, I generally say that at least we should have 1 or 2 minute masala with us in order to stretch. Why we should have at least 1 or 2 minutes masala with us, matter with us as far as introduction is concerned? The point is very simple, because we want interview to be by our own way. We want that we should have interview as per our own plan. It should not be as per the panel's plan. So in our interview, whenever you are using, now first, before answering this question, 1 or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or half minute only, 30 seconds, let me come on to this, how we can highlight these 5 important points. You have to pick up examples from your school life, college life, society, and primarily school or college life, to show these 5 traits in you. You could pick up examples. You have to pick up examples. Likewise, for leadership, you can say that you used to be your cricket captain of your cricket team, volleyball, etc. And used to organize many tours, etc. So you need to pick up examples. Let it be for keen learners, adaptability, flexibility, etc. Because why with these 5 plus anything else you want to highlight in addition to these 5 qualities, you are free to do so. And why up to 1 or 2 minutes? Yes, because at the time of our introduction, this is what we call your golden question. Because whenever we are introducing ourselves, we should drop certain hints regarding our strong areas while we are using these 5 points, so that panel can pick up questions from your introduction. For example, if I say during my college days, I've been a topmost player in cricket, one of the topmost players, let's say of table tennis of my state. So the next question would be, then how many tournaments you have participated in, and what about the prizes, what about the medals or appreciation awards you have been given. So first question coming out of your just leadership trait. Second, if I have to highlight that I'm a keen learner, so during my second year or third year was not able to understand few of the things in any particular subject, or one of the subject was not in my syllabus which I needed after the graduation, so I took extra time. I took the help from my seniors or mentors, and I put extra efforts to learn that particular subject. I mean to say that the moral of the story is that should be able to highlight these 5 points in addition to whatever you want to highlight about yourself. And by doing this, you're already automatically highlighting your strengths rather than pointing that I am born genius or born creative. I know Chief Minister of this state and I know Narendra Modi also. You just pick up examples. How do we prove our flexibility? Yeah, Archika, it's very simple. So whenever we are talking about moving to different places, moving to different cultures, moving to different streams altogether, for example, after 10th you move on to any particular stream, specifically science, commerce or etc. Whenever you go to any particular place, you need to adjust yourself with different culture, different mindsets. And whenever you talk about different situations also during your student life, your only task is to study, to learn the things and to participate or to just polish your skills, hone your skills. But whenever you come across, let's say if you're associated with any particular NGO, then you come across different mindsets, people from underprivileged section, then you need to adjust yourself, your mindset. You need to come on to their level so as to convey whatever you want to convey. So that is called flexibility, that you can adjust yourself, you can adapt to any particular situation, because after getting job, it is not necessary that you will get job in your hometown. Probably what if you're sent to southern India, or let's say what if you're sent to China or Singapore or Dubai. We simply cannot say no. So that is how we want that person is flexible, or whether is for example, in mostly government institute the timings are fixed, 9 to 5, 9 to 4 job, but in private sector you'll be part of in coming years, and the office timing in time is fixed, but out time is not fixed. It is 9 to X job. So being a girl, whether you'll be able to adjust to this particular environment, because down the line, down the years, you have to take care of your family as well. As far as girls are concerned, boys are free. Boys are more adventurous. At a time, they have 4 or 5 families. So that's why flexibility is very important, that you'll be able to handle this or not. Archika, have I answered your question? Just press yes if. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, Akash, value system. Now value system, now it's very tricky question, because at your age you all belong to 2021 age group. At your age, let's say you don't know much about ethics as such. The only thing is that even you're not at all bothered about money, whether what package. You know the package by the magnitude only, but you don't know the essence of the package as such. And at your age, you should not be knowing all these bogus question, null and void question. Now coming on to the ethics. Ethics is your behavioral conduct. Your behavior should benefit the organization, the nation, the family, the school, the organization. So that is what ethics are all about, value system is all about. And if you ask me, sir, what simple or high-fi values we can highlight in front of the panel, so that they should also know that we believe in value system. See, we all been taught being punctual, being disciplined, reaching anywhere in time, be focused not toward the sentiments of others, should be helpful to others also, should respect your environment, should take pride whatever you are and whatever country you are living in. So I think all these are been inculcated by our society, parents, school, colleges, etc. And we all, whether consciously or unconsciously, we all follow, subconsciously, we all follow these values if you just to highlight, let's say we believe in cleanliness also, we've been taught cleanliness during our school times. Generally we used to have one day in a week or one day in a month where we used to clean our school classes, etc. So that is all about your value system. Value system doesn't mean that always we should talk about honesty, and whenever honesty, or I'll not get into any corrupt act, I'll not go corrupt during my years, job years, etc. It's not restricted to being honest and not being corrupt. It is all about the time you wake up and you go to bed. Whatever we do, how we behave, how we conduct, how we handle the different things. So that is how the value system is all about. Sarang, just clarify answer. Can you give personal introduction about yourself, which inculcates all your mentioned points? Give us clear understanding of the whole thing. Saransh, your question is very specific, very simple also at the same time. So you need to, first of all, you frame your answer, write all these qualities using different examples. For example, if I have to highlight my introduction, if I have to start with my name is so and so, I did this engineering or whatsoever subject. If I have to describe myself during college days or during school days, I was captain of my this, and in college days I used to participate. During third year, generally we are given one project, and my industrial project was this. I was handling this particular aspect of my project, and we were the team of 4 people, and I was made leader of my team, and we successfully completed the project. I was appreciated for the same. During my college days also, I participated in many cultural activities. I'm associated with one of the NGOs. So whatever you want to highlight, I just given you one trailer, one sample, one template that how to highlight these qualities. But write down in the terms of paragraphs all these examples and connect them judiciously so as to highlight these qualities in you. Saransh, have I answered your question a little? Just press yes if you have understood. Saransh. Yes, Saransh. Just make one draft containing all these 5 points. Just keep on, and you need to continue with your introduction till we start taking questions out of your interview. Okay, and while you're giving your introduction, probably they can stop you. Okay, Saransh, in which particular project, what was the theme of your project, what was the topic of your project, and under which company, with which company you did your project. So you just tell something about your company. That's how. And during my college days, I was known for this particular subject. Whenever any problem was there, that means I'm giving them hint that whenever you want to ask any question, I'm giving them hint that you just ask question related to this particular subject. During my colleges, I was very comfortable with this particular subject, and any student, any classmate had any problem with this particular subject, they used to come to me. So I was called, the radio specialist, the communication specialist, or the account specialist, or something like this. So the point is that. Yes, Vibhor has asked, can we give example about how I handled about my family business project along with my studies? Absolutely fine, because this shows that you're a multitasker and you can focus on 1 or 2 things simultaneously. Yes, Vibhor, definitely you should highlight. And so whenever we pick up, the very first question would be, let's say if I say that, sir, along with my study, I used to handle business projects, my family business projects also. So there is definitely the one question would be that, okay, what's your family business? In which particular sector you are dealing with, etc., etc. So I mean to say that the moral of the story is that your introduction should cover the areas which you are comfortable with. Pick up those examples which you think that if questions are framed, if questions are taken from those particular areas, you should be able to handle those questions comfortably. The point is this. Otherwise, if you don't highlight, if you're not able to highlight, if you don't highlight these 5 qualities using different example plus whatever you want to highlight, then probably panel will take the lead, panel will overtake you, panel will start asking silly questions. You will not be comfortable and not be able to understand why he's asking these questions. Can't he judge from my facial expression that I'm not comfortable with these questions? It's very obvious that you haven't given me any hint, any area upon which question should be framed. So better is whenever you are asked to introduce yourself, just pick up this question like any magnet, or like what we call that Fevicol ka jod, and continue till they tell you to stop. Enough is enough. Let's move on to some other area. That is how the question is. Am I clear about introduction, how to introduce, and why this question is very important? Just press, all of you press yes. So Saransh has already asked that very important thing at the time of introduction. The second area is that we are not supposed to highlight our weaknesses, because at the time of interview we are supposed to sell our strength, not our weaknesses. For example, let me give you one example to highlight this, tell you the importance of this particular aspect. Let's say I'm the manager with one of the major car maker. I'm launching one of the models, very high-end model. Let's say 2-3 crore car, for example, and I've highlighted 3500 points qualities of this particular model, that the car has 3500 points, good points, advantages over any other car in this particular sector. But at the end of my presentation, if I say that everything is fine with this car, but be careful about its engine, now do you think that I'll be able to sell this car, or would this model pick up in the market? Is yes or no? No. So we are not supposed to highlight. For example, if I say, sir, I've got all the qualities in me in which you are looking for, but sometimes I'm very aggressive and I murder one or two people just to pass the time. Not always. So do you think that in spite of all our achievements will be picked up by the college? No. So at the time of interview, we are supposed to highlight our weakness until unless we are asked to highlight. But while highlighting your weakness or weaknesses, generally people generally come to me asking that, sir, should we highlight weakness in such a way that it should look positive? What nonsense. Weakness is weakness. We cannot hide our weaknesses. Nobody is perfect in this world, including me. And we all are made up of our perfection and imperfections. So if you have got genuine weakness, for example, if I say that I'm not able to prioritize my work, fine, I'm not able, but whenever we have to highlight our weakness, use sometimes or at times I feel that I'm not able to prioritize my job, prioritize my task. Second point is that, but I'm trying my level best to overcome this weakness. I have started writing the task priorities and before delegating my different responsibilities to different people. So whatever you want to highlight about yourself in terms of weaknesses or weakness, use two sentences at times or sometimes. It is not always that I carry this weakness in me. Second is that I've tried my level best. I'm trying my level best and I've overcome this weakness. During the passage of time, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to overcome this weakness. So that's how we handle this weakness, strength or weakness question. But it's very important that you should do your SWOT analysis. To SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. At least we should be able to know our strength and weaknesses. So Saransh, honesty has its own reward, but in case of analyzing risk reward ratio, is it better to open about a weakness and then tackle question rather than hoping interview didn't find out? In Saransh, no. It's better to be open about our weakness. For example, if I've got bad handwriting, or let's say I've got sweet tooth for chocolates, etc. These are very silly weaknesses. Generally, people come up with smartly or shrewdly. They think that by highlighting these childish weaknesses in them, they'll be able to win the board. No. If you have got genuine weakness, let's say I'm not able to concentrate. Sometimes I feel that I'm not able to concentrate after concentrating on anything too long, probably, but I'm trying maybe with the help of a few exercises, or let's say yoga or meditation, or let's say few other techniques. I'm able to stretch this period for a longer period of time from now onwards. So whatever you have, the point is that you should be able to justify, should be able to logically justify whatever you are saying. Don't think that they are fools sitting over there. They are learned people. They have seen thousands of students like us, and they'll be able to catch you immediately whenever you come with any kind of manipulation. It is not a reality show that is scripted and you can make your answer, fake your answer. It is not that like that, but it should be genuine. If you have any problem, then just mail to us that whether this weakness should I highlight this weakness. And at your age, people have got genuine weaknesses. Some of them are lazy, some of you will procrastinate the things, some of you would be not able to plan the things clearly, they are not meticulous, some of them believe in rash driving, they think that life is fast and furious, like Jonathan Statham, what is that Hollywood actor, Van Diesel kind of life. Some are impressed by James Bond. So we all have our whims and fancies. Accordingly, we have got our own mindset. So nothing to worry about. The point is that you're on the path of development. You're very focused. Now you're serious. You know where you have to reach, where you have to go, and what it takes to reach there. Am I clear about this, how to handle weakness question? Just press yes if you have understood this, how particularly. I think Sanjeet, Cheshta, Saransh, these three are Dawar Chamanprakash students, and rest are enjoying the chilly winter. Vibhor also, Harshpal, Abhinav, yes. I think you should have one Dawar Chamanprakash or Dawar Sona Chandi Chamanprakash. Okay, jokes apart, let's move on to next area, which is checked. It is about, and make sure, domain of the interview, generally make sure that you study one of your subjects, favorite subject, because generally this is asked that what was your favorite subject in your graduation. Most of the students are not able to think, because it is not generally whenever we are studying, when we are doing graduation, it is not that we focus particularly on one subject, we liked one subject and we did not like other subject. It's not like that, but make sure that you do one of the subjects, prepare basic fundamentals of that subject, and we expect you to answer, you should be able to handle few fundamental questions based on that particular area. You'll feel very sorry, you'll not be able to face yourself in the front of mirror if at the time of interview you were not able to handle few of the fundamental questions. Make sure that you cover one of your subjects also. So let's move on to next area, knowledge about environment. This is the second area we want to check, because we don't want only intellectual people, we want smart people for MBA course. Smartness is just not restricted to your dress code and your gadget and gizmos and how many life partner or boyfriends or girlfriends you have. So it is about all-round personality development, whether the candidate is aware or not. Does he or she know about the environment and the society in which we all live in? So knowledge about environment is the second area we check. So it consists of knowing about your city, state, country, social political environment. Generally the questions are framed on socio-economic issues. Should we pass Jan Lokpal bill? Who you think that will win Delhi Assembly seat or seat of power, AP or etc. We just want your opinions. It is not that you should always come up with the different facts and data, figure, etc. Fine if you are able to, but we want your opinion and your thought process. We want to analyze your thought process in which particular point or on what particular lines you think. So be in touch with any good newspaper or news channel. Have your opinion on different issues. Let it be domestic issues or international issues. And make sure that you attend our content and especially content sessions. We shall be launching these content sessions online also. We have already launched few content sessions. There we give you gyan regarding different areas. We have 9 different topics, areas, for example banking, finance, etc., current social 1, 2, etc. So that is how the content is very important, because at the time of interview you should have very sensible answers regarding different issues. Let it be foreign issues, economic growth, economic plans, financial issue, foreign direct investment. These are very prominent areas nowadays. Land Acquisition Act. Recently, Prime Minister has relaxed few norms related to Land Acquisition Act. So be in touch with these areas. So we want that you to be aware of all these. Let's move on to next slide. What we have. Okay, Saransh and Vibhor, etc. People are really confused when it comes to hobbies versus interest. People generally take these two words as synonyms. So these two are not synonyms. Logically, contextually, we can take these as synonyms, but these are technically different words. What are hobbies? Hobby is an activity for which you take special time out of your daily routine to pursue that activity. And interest is that activity, interest in activity which you pursue whenever you get the time, whenever you are free. So interest and hobbies are two different areas. So 99% of Indians don't have any hobby as such, but we all have our own interest areas. For example, whenever I am free, I listen music, read newspaper, hang out with my friends, I explore places, I do play quiz or Sudoku, etc. Whatever. It's not that this will highlight any interest or hobby will highlight any strength or weakness in you, but doesn't matter. The point is that don't say that whenever you get the time you go to sleep, and because it looks very nonsense. Yeah, Sanjit, I mean watching movies, it's absolutely fine that whenever you get the time, whenever you are free, you love watching this movies of any particular genre. Then the simple question is which particular genre you like. Yes, any particular genre, let it be crime thriller, suspense thriller, or horror movies, or let it be any PK style, Ramlila style, whatever you want to highlight. The point is that you should be very clear about, you should be able to justify your stand that why you love this particular genre. Let's say if I say while I love romantic movies or comedy movies because I'm very serious by nature, whenever I come across anything based on a comedy, so I love watching comedy. Person is very humorous by nature, definitely would be looking for crime or action or suspense thriller type of movies. So it's all about your psychology. So well, Kamal, you're asking any question, giving me any suggestion, any sport or football, etc. Yeah, definitely. Whenever you get the time, you love playing football, you watch TV, cricket, anything. The point is that there's nothing wrong with anything doing or watching. Point is that you should do something, should utilize your. The point is that whether candidate knows the value of time or not. Whenever he gets that time, whenever he is away from his your main occupation or profession, what he does and how he utilizes his or her time. So point is that we want to know that whether you know the value of time or not. It's not about playing any sport or football or watching movie, reading novels. The point is that whether you know the value of time or not, because in corporate sector the stakes are very high, the time is very limited. We all have got 24-hour deadlines are to be met. They are very any employer would be very strict about. We have got investors money invested in, so we only want that whether you know the value of time or not. It doesn't matter what you do, but you should do something sensible. Have I answered your question? Please type yes, keep on typing yes if I ask that have I answered your question. Okay, yes with a slash. Sanjit, Saransh, yeah, that is the reason we should mention our hobby because they want to judge whether we know the value of time or not. It is not about your hobbies, or it's not about your playing snooker or billiards and looking stylish like Salman Khan and interested in impressing Madhuri Dixit or any Pariniti Chopra. Point is that whether you know the value of time or not, because yeah. So evaluation of the parameter, just look at the screen slide on your screen that these are the weightages given to different areas, parameters upon which you are evaluated. The most important 3 points are very important. The third point, subject knowledge, because technical interviews, technical questions are based on your subject areas, and clarity of goals, clarity of your thought process, clarity of goals. These three areas, general awareness, 20% weightage. Rest you talk about communication skills, the way you sit, way you express yourself, and the way you walk in and walk out of the interview room, general disposition, your body gestures, etc. They all are given 10 or 15% weightage. But the point is that three areas are very important. You can make up loss in any one of the areas with the help of your subject knowledge or general awareness or clarity of goals. These three areas are very important. So make sure that you should be able to handle these areas well before you sit for an interview. So do you want to ask anything related to this particular slide, that if you're not clear about any particular subtitle, whether sitting style should be how should we sit during an interview or while taking any session? Your formals with tie or blazer optional. Yes, a tie, blazer. This is winter season, and I would recommend that you should be in your suit or something. Better not to wear blazer with a tie. It's not a proper combination nowadays. It looks like that sports kind of a meet where Arjuna awardees are invited into the parliament, and they are given appreciation. So it's better be in formals, whether you boys or girls, be in formals, and the color, the texture of the cloth as per your personality, the physical aspect, and whether you are able to carry. Yeah, just shirt or pant. But point is that if it is chilly weather out there and wearing just a white shirt and black trouser doesn't look sensible. That means you're not having any common sense in this weather. Also, what do you want to show, that you're born Hrithik Roshan or born this Khali like or something? So point is that you should wear whatever. It has to be formal, sober, and as per the weather also. So basic common sense, whether you're going for interview or your marriage. It has to be dressed as per the occasion. You cannot wear sherwani at the time of interview and pure formals at the time of your marriage. So coming on to yeah, Vibhor, your messages are reaching. current affairs. Yes, we should have knowledge about your current affairs related to our economy, political environment, socio-cultural environment. That's why we have kept 9 different sessions. And I request to all of you that who haven't attended all these sessions, make sure that you attend all these sessions. We shall be launching. We already launched few sessions. I think tomorrow also one basics of economy session would be there. Definitely this session would increase your knowledge, because what we want that we should be comfortable at the time of GDs or interview whenever we are asked question based on these areas. So make sure that you attend these sessions. Whatever session right now I'm taking, this is very general session. Most of the things we already know, but my point is, my target, my objective is to just channelize your thought process that these are the very important area we should daily focus on. So let's move on to should I move on to next slide. So these are the typically PI questions during based on academic areas. We generally ask what was your main subject, favorite subject studied, project you did, subject, industry, interface, etc. Question based on these project main subjects, etc. Personal, for example, introduce yourself, family, strength. Do you have any role model? Now people are really not aware of this particular question, role model. We think that role model should be very charismatic, should be someone from a corporate sector or film world, glamour world, etc. No, your role model can be from any of the areas. It can be a simple man or anybody from your society or your life. Let it be your parents, brother, cousin, etc. For any special quality which you feel that you lack and you want to have this particular quality in you, and you have started working upon this particular aspect of your personality, and you want to be like that particular person, would be your role model. Let it be your teacher, cousin, brother, sibling, anybody can be a role model. Let it be from very high-fi people to any common man. So make sure that you highlight, and that means that you want to improve yourself. You're in process of improving yourself. You are on learning curve throughout your life, and learning and education is continuous process, and you believe in that. So that's why if you are able to highlight any role model, it would be good. But if you are not able to, just think upon make frame. Hobbies I've already highlighted, and extracurricular, etc. This we have already highlighted whenever you are introducing ourselves. In this way you'll be able to highlight a few or 4 or 5 very simple yet very important qualities in you, that you're a team player. That's if you're talking about any sports or game, that means you have ability to adjust yourself, gel yourself with the team. You're a team player also, you're a team member also, you can play for the team, and you can make the team, etc. General knowledge, very important. Let's say generally we frame question on your country, system, domestic economy, socio-cultural problems, etc. So be in touch with these current issues. I think I should move on. My role model is fictional, Sherlock Holmes. Absolutely fine. Who is this guy? 50400. I don't know. You haven't highlighted your name, but whoever you are, let it be fictional. But point is that which particular quality in Sherlock Holmes you like, and which particular quality you want to see in yourself. Likewise, whatever I know about Sherlock Holmes, that he was very logical and used to start from very silly and very simple hints, and used to nab the criminal. Am I right? 501400077 seems to be kind of very secret code. So whatever. Yeah, could be here, can be fictional also, real life also. But point is that whatever you want to highlight, do you whatever quality you are interested in. Let's move on to what we have in next slide. Fine, Vibor, idea level. Career, very important question. Generally, this is a simple question. Why do you want to pursue MBA? Generally, the candidate will come up with, sir, I want to earn lots of money. So there are n number of options with the help of which you can earn money even without doing MBA. Why you're wasting your 2 years, your money, your time and college time also? There is no point that you want to settle yourself. Sir, I love this sector. All these are bullish answers and fake answers and nonsensical answer. First of all, we should be able to define our goal. What is our goal? And to reach there, MBA is one of the ways to reach there. Your goal is you want to enter corporate sector at the level of management. If you have specified that particular sector or the part of subsector, let it be your finance or operations, let it be HR, marketing, whatever. But if you haven't specified till yet, if you don't know the specific aspect of that particular sector, corporate sector, but make sure that you want to enter corporate sector at the level of management. With present degree, let it be, let's say BSc, BCom or BTech, whatever you've done till now, we can enter corporate sector, but I shall be restricted to only production or the operations part. I'll not be able to manage the things, I'll not be able to grow the business, I'll not be able to contribute to the growth of the organization in terms of expanding business. I'll be only handling few operational areas. So but the point is that things should revolve around goal. It is not MBA, doing MBA from any top institute is not a goal until unless you want to increase your what we say that no, matrimonial value, that Sasta Sundar Sushil Tikau Ladka available, and that's doing MBA from IIMS A. Otherwise there is no point that doing MBA is a goal. So am I clear about this? Why do you want to pursue MBA? Should be very clear about this. This is a very simple question. It can highlight your thought process. Don't ever point or don't ever use this money word. You want to rise high. Where in corporate sector, first of all, see, it's very important first of all to enter corporate sector, and with the help of this degree we can enter corporate sector at the level of management. Then you have to sustain yourself, should be able to prove yourself. The very first job is to prove yourself. In second and third jobs, when you switch over, take jumps, then we negotiate our salary. In the first job, should be thankful that you're given opportunity by the college, by your college and by that particular company which have picked, which will pick you in your future, that to show your talent or to apply your knowledge. The first job is learning the things, gaining experience, and from that particular point onwards you'll be negotiating just your salary, that in previous company my package was this and this, my target, my profile was this and this, my performance was this and this, and I want this package, I can give you this and this performance. That's it. After that it's only about your salary negotiation, nothing else about. And even after your first job, no one will ask that from which particular college you did your MBA. It's only for a namesake or label sake that you go for. After first job, it would be your performance, your track record only. So make sure that you know this answer, how to, why do you want to go for MBA, what are your career plans 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. You should be very clear. Let's say if you're not yet ready with these answers, make sure that you keep yourself generic, a little bit of diplomatic also. 5 years down the line you'll be completing MBA, and you see yourself managing positions where you are asked to handle, you'll be part of team handling different assignments and contributing directly to the growth of organization. You'll be handling assignments, you'll be part of the team which would be handling given assignments. But 15 or 10 years down the line, now here you have to project that you'll be handling very important positions, and you'll be handling the team of highly skilled people, where you'll be delegating jobs to different responsibilities to different people, and you'll be contributing directly to the growth of management by making strategies and seeing their implementation with the help of your team. So that is very generic. You can add any specific point you want to. Now work experience, if you have got work ex, then the interview goes in your this work ex or job profile based rounds, and most of the question would be as per your job profile. If you don't have work ex, then please focus on other areas as well. Saransh, you have got 6 months, so make sure that you know about your profile well, and size of your industry, and what particular industry as per the world standard, as per the national standard, what was your job profile, what you used to do, and operational efficiency, etc. If you are able to come up with some factual figures, make sure that you come up with some facts, that whenever I joined that particular organization, that particular for example, that particular aspect of that operation was not so efficient, I increased the efficiency by this much percentage, etc, etc. So whenever you're talking about Vibhor, you're currently pursuing bachelor, what will be drawback for me? Who says that it is drawback? In the world the trends have changed. Now people are interested in picking CEOs from liberal arts or humanities background. Nothing personal. Science background people are no doubt analytical, they are a little more logical, but they are not so sensitive, they are not so able to understand the pulse of the people well. So most of the topmost company, they have started promoting people from arts background. Nothing to worry about. Earlier it used to be marketing dominating the corporate sector, marketing sector. Now it has now it's been your arts plus HR people given opportunity. This combination is considered nowadays the best. This empirical observation, nothing to worry about. All the streams are equally important, so there should not be any kind of demotivation in your mind that you are currently pursuing Bachelor of Arts. Point doesn't matter what you are doing right now. The point is that what you have in terms of qualities, in terms of your thought process, where do you stand? So we both got 89 percentile. So I didn't get your question, what you're trying to ask. And your CAT exam you got 89 percentile. Then please go and check our website and how many the institutes lie in this particular range, and you can give us a call at our office numbers, and we'll clarify your doubts. So okay, let's move on to next area, next slide. What we have. So some typical questions. Tell me something about you. Again, this is another way of asking. Introduce yourself. Why do you want to pursue MBA? What are your career goals, objectives? What are your strengths and weaknesses? I think we already have taken all these questions generally asked. These are typical HR based questions, but you should be very, very clear about these questions. Make sure that you're able to handle these questions smartly. So your favorite subject or subject studied, about your values and beliefs, about your hobbies, interests, extracurricular. These are very typical questions, general questions generally asked, because these are the since these questions are very general in nature. Anybody can answer, anybody can handle these questions and will be able to analyze your thought process. That's why these questions are asked. Make sure that you are able to handle these questions well. So let's look at few of the things you want to. Let's say if you're asked your qualities, strengths and weaknesses, probably we can use these words which we see on our computer screens. So do you see few words? Qualities, adjectives. Sanjeet, can't hear you. You can't hear me or any someone else. Now, am I audible? Sanjeet, am I audible? Okay, so these are hard work. We all are very hard working, but point is that should be able to cover up all these qualities with the help of examples from your daily or college life or school life, that you believe in taking initiatives, you are very meticulous when it comes to planning, you have got leadership traits. Simply using these words will not serve any purpose. Point is that should be able to come up with examples to prove that you have got these qualities in you. And weakness, let's say while highlighting weakness, make sure that you use 2 sentences, 2 words, 2 phrases at times. State your weakness, and you're trying your level best, and you're successful also in overcoming these weakness, and sooner or later you'll be able to overcome this weakness completely. So make sure that you state things very clearly. Interview, the communication, I don't know on which particular day I'll be taking this session about communication. In communication, we generally follow one PREC approach. At the time of interview, see, the communication has to be very crisp. It's just 15-minute exercise and 15 minutes GDs and 15 minutes interview. For these 15 plus 15, 30 minutes can make you or break you. So let's say if you are very popular in your college, you're topper of your college throughout your lifetime, school time, college time, you were born genius, and used to get diamond medals, but during these 15 plus 15 minutes you were not able to show yourself or handle these 15 minutes properly, then you are gone. No one will come to your rescue. So make sure that these two are very important exercises, and make every possible effort to come out with flying colors after these exercises or these real exercises are over. So in communication, make sure that people are not able to answer questions properly. Generally, they are come to me and ask me, sir, I'm not able to sustain at the time of GD, and I'm not able to complete, I'm not able to give the finishing touches to whatever answers I reply. So the point is that you should be able to use this PREC approach. P.R.E.C. This is an acronym, and its full form is state your point. P stands for point. P is point. R stands for reason. State reason why you're saying this. E, example. Back up your point with your example, with one or two examples. And lastly, conclude your point. This is called PRC approach. We have to use, let's say, during a professional conversation or at the time of interview or GD. Believe me, if you start using this approach, PRC approach, nobody will be able to interrupt you, and the listener would be you'll be able to impress listeners or interview panel, right? Shortly you'll be facing. With the help of this approach, and this PRC approach seems to be very professional, and it is, believe me. Start applying this PRC approach. State your point, state reason why you're saying this, give example, and conclude your point. Am I clear? Just press yes if I am clear with this. Okay, I don't know how many students are there. Number of attendees are 16. Okay, right now I can see on my screen. And I think rest of the students, I think either suffering from hangover or enjoying the life. Okay, let's move on to our next slide. So stages involved, we all go through 3 stages. Pre-interview preparation we should be aware of. During interview what we are supposed to do, and post-interview what we are supposed to do. So let's start with this during interview, pre-interview preparation. What is pre-interview? Before interview. What we are supposed to do, what we are supposed to carry. So it should be gathering information about your B school. Required, make sure that you carry your documents, place your document, prepare good CV. Likewise, IFT has asked us to prepare CV. Make sure that you do your SWOT analysis. SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Strength is your positive traits. Weaknesses, as we all know. Opportunities, whatever we have as per our qualification and whatever opportunity presented to us by our hard work. And threat, as per the weakness, what threats we all have to face in the future. It has to be appropriate dress code. Make sure that you purchase the dress day or 2 before the interview, because immediately 1 day before the interview purchase any dress and you try your dress at the time of interview, probably you'll not be able to. Sometimes it has been seen that people are not comfortable wearing a new dress at the time of interview. Only make sure that you try just before or the day or 2 before the interview. And familiarize yourself frequently asked question that introduce yourself, your career plan 5 years down, 10 years down the line, and other such simple questions. Should not fumble with all these basic questions. Agreed that if you're not able to understand, if you're not able to answer few technical questions, because we all are human beings, we are not supposed to know each and everything under the sun. If you're not able to handle, but make sure that you're able to handle these very commonly asked questions. This we all cover in our pre-interview preparation. Let's move on to the next slide. During dress code, I already told you that it has to be formal, trouser, leather shoes. Make sure that you wear Oxford or Cambridge style leather shoe, because nowadays it's in fashion. Sometimes boys wear this tapering long shoes when they enter the room, interview chamber with this, sir, may I come in before them? Before the interviewee, his or her shoe will enter the room, so it doesn't look nice. Make sure that you dress yourself appropriately as per the occasion. And female, it has to be for girls, let it be Indian formal or Western formal. Make sure that you, whether you're a boy or a girl, any candidate should not flaunt brands. Be sober, be decent in using perfumes and deos. And do not use those, because some people are born spiritual and they generally to have good luck, they wear so many talisman and charms, and whenever they enter the room it seems that some Baba is entering the interview room. Make sure that we're not hurting your sentiments. If you believe in any particular faith or you practice any particular religion or faith, make sure that you tuck those things inside your shirt. They should not come outside. And girls should not wear excessive makeup. Carry yourself properly, should be able to carry yourself and behave yourself properly at the time of interview. And be very particular about your hairstyle. Whatever hairstyle you follow, girls or boys should be able to carry yourself thoroughly or properly. So general information, general gyan. Make sure that if the door is half open or complete open, make sure that you seek their permission, take their permission, and do not take your seat unless you are asked to take your seat. Because generally sometimes to put the candidate under stress, we don't give permission to candidate to take his or her seat. and we take the entire interview standing. So don't bother this bout. Don't pull the chair in and out yourself until you are asked to do so. And after you take your seat, thank them, and let's move ahead. During the interview, make sure that you patiently wait for your turn. It seems to be very simple. Do not show signs of nervousness. It implies that we all are nervous when it comes to facing interviews, facing any competition, facing public, etc. We all are nervous. We all fail, and we all have failed sometimes. But point is that the leader is always able to overcome these weaknesses, signs of nervousness. So like a good leader, you should be also able to overcome these signs of nervousness, and should be able to wear cheerful disposition on your face. Be friendly with other candidates, because people who are very self-centered, they think that other candidates, like they're enemies, and think they are also good human beings like you are. And don't overindulge yourself with unnecessary chats with your other candidates, because they'll try to mislead you with this, with few certain questions like they know these and these and these areas, do you know? And let's say by chance if you don't know any particular question or area, then you'll lose your confidence. Sit calmly, sit quietly, have cheerful disposition, cheerful smile on your face, be positive, believe in your abilities, because you are selected or rejected on the basis of your capabilities, your qualities, your knowledge. It's not that some other person was smarter than you, that's why you've been rejected. No, you're selected or rejected as per your qualities, yours. So believe in yourself. So be friendly, follow entry and exit protocol. Body language should be positive, should not be able to move your hand beyond certain limit, and that limit is your waistline. Body language should be positive. Sitting style should be very simple. Do not sit with this army like posture with your spine upright straight away. Okay, sir, this is question number 1, answer number 1, question number 2, answer number 2. And should not be sit with very lazy style, and the very relaxing style with your legs stretching forward and back leaning backward. So your style should be very simple. Our lower back should touch with the lower back of the chair, and we should keep the file either on the table, that interview, or on our lap. Language should be formal, no slang, no yar, nothing. It has to be pure formal. It would be better if you use British English, no slang, etc. Body language, facial expressions, be a little smile, because with your cheerful outlook, with positive outlook, you can win any battle. So that's how we try to establish the rapport with the interview board. I've already told you. Let's move on to next slide. Entering the room, entering and sitting until unless you are asked to. So this we already have taken. Let's move on to next slide. So post interview, this generally we go through this step if our interview doesn't go well, or let's say if interview goes wrong, if entire things go wrong, then we have to think and sit post interview also. Then we need to reconstruct the interview so as to identify our weaknesses, shortcomings, and we need to look into our negatives. We need to identify the causes, and we should be able to jot down questions that you were not able to answer at that time, and we need to rethink, meet your teachers, mentors, ask your seniors and friends, search net and find the proper answer, because there is always scope for improvement. Don't lose your heart if you're not able to handle any particular interview, not make out, but point is should be able to learn through your mistakes. Now, how to lead an interview? This we all want, that we should be able to lead our interview. And to lead your interview, I already have told you the very important golden question asked is introduce yourself. So drop clues about your strong areas. From there, the panel would be able to frame questions, and you'll be able to handle those questions comfortably. So we are supposed to sell our strength, not our weakness. I told you earlier also. So make sure that you should be able to identify your strengths. Let's move ahead. Nitin, yes, we should not use word like cool and all. For example, as soon as you enter the interview room and you see one of your panel interview panel member teacher is looking cool, so we cannot say looking cool, dude. What next? So yeah, these are the words we generally use when we are chatting with our friends, but not uh, at the time of interview. So these are few frequently asked questions. So let us try to answer these questions one by one. I'll just rush through the slides. Okay. Should I bluff my way out in interviews? So what is your answer, guys? Should you bluff your ways out of interviews? Should I try to manipulate, fake? No, absolutely no. Yes, because they are very learned people. But the problem with the Indians is that we are born confident, born genius, and we try to manipulate. We try to use the facts in a such a way that even the person right sitting in front of you will also lose his or confidence whether the person is correct or right or wrong. For example, in one of the interviews, one of the students answered this question, sir, I know Ganga Patiale se nikalti hai. I was shocked. I also thought that seeing his confidence whether the Ganga river has changed its course because of global warming or not. Then I asked that student that, okay, explain how come Ganga is coming from Patiala, sir. Ganga is a girl and she's doing job in Chandigarh. She takes up the verse at 5:30 from Patiala and goes back to Patiala after she's done with after her office timing. So see, we can see the confidence. We can just look at the confidence of this guy. So please make sure that you do not bluff your way out in an interview. So what kind of body language should I use? It is pretty simple question to answer. The body language should be positive, receptive, and it should look keen. See, the one or two things we try to assess, evaluate, observe so as to observe your body language. First of all, your eyes. Second, your facial expressions. And third, the way you are moving your hands and the way you are answering different questions. So it has to be eyes. Whenever you are fully convinced, whenever you are confident that you can handle, you know the answers to this particular question well, then your eyes would be a little bit shining, from inside, and we can see the confidence in your eyes that probably you know this. And if you're not able to handle any particular question, then also you should not be able to lose your confidence, because we all are human beings. And let's say if I ask any question from your first semester or first year, high probability is there that you'll not be able to answer that question. So what if you're not able to answer few questions? We'll answer this question also. What should the pace of my speech in the interview? Follow your pace, normal pace, the pace which you follow while speaking, day-to-day speaking. So stick to that particular pace. It should not be neither slow nor too fast, because you're not proving yourself that you belong to Schumacher family. What if I'm not able to answer few questions asked? So first of all, make sure that simply say no. That don't waste your time also and their time also. But sometimes we are asked questions for which we know partial answers. Make sure that you take permission. For example, this is to be handled in this way. Okay, sir. Right now I'm not able to recall the complete answer. Whatever I'm able to recall, if you permit, if you allow, I can share it with you. So make sure that you answer even partial answer also. How to handle group interviews? What are group interviews? We generally invite 3 or 4 candidates, and we start asking question one by one. So the simple thing to handle, the simple commonsensical way out to handle these interviews, group interviews, that wait for your turn. So whenever you're asked any question, then answer. You're not supposed to intervene. You're not supposed to think as per whatever the previous candidate has been asked. So believe in yourself. So do I have to ask question at the end of the interview? Now this is a very dicey question, grey question. The answer could be yes also, no also. The point is that if you are in a position, if you know, but whatever question you ask, it should be relevant to that institute, to your dream, to whatever project. Generally, this is generally asked. For example, if the college is opening its new branch or introducing its new course, or has been appreciated by the academics worldwide. So probably we can ask few questions, one or two odd questions regarding that particular area. But if you don't have any relevant question, please make sure that you don't ask. Vibora, so you mean to say that we can be formally friendly with them? Yes, but first of all, in the maturity shown by most of the interview boards will first of all make the candidates comfortable. They try to make you comfortable, but while they are making you comfortable, don't lose your the track or the right path. Use formal language, but yeah, if they are making you friendly, to make sure that you wear little smile on your face. Do not show that you have come out of a serious tragedy and luckily you were able to save yourself and rest all died, and you have escaped from that air crash and directly you have landed here, and right now I'm sitting in front of you taking this interview. Don't try to portray these kind of expressions on your face. This is just a simple exercise. We all can handle. Before you also, so many thousands of human beings have handled this exercise, so you also can. Otherwise also, you all are born genius. Don't worry. Point is that it's all about your homework, it's all about your preparation. So second question, let's say, what if it all goes wrong? Nothing to worry about. Take your time out, reconstruct your interview, sort out your weaknesses, work on your weaknesses, seek help from your seniors, mentors, teachers, gurus, etc. and make sure that you should not repeat these mistakes next time. Most of the students, they are worried about at what time they'll have their interview with the panel. Does the time of the day, like morning, afternoon, evening, affect your chance of getting selected? Absolutely no. There is no correlation between the day and your selection or rejection, so don't worry about this timing, etc. How should we handle stress interview is next question. First of all, what is a stress interview? Let's try to figure out stress interview and what's the logic of keeping stress interview. What exactly we want to check in any candidate by making you go through this entire exercise. So stress interview, we just want to check whether the future manager would be able to handle stress or not. Will he or she would be able to handle difficult situations, stressful situation, unforeseen situation, unpredictable situations or not. That's the purpose of checking and generally whenever we take stress interview, we try to put candidate under stress, only those candidates which we feel that the person is to be selected. We don't try to put not so potential candidate under stress. If I see that candidate is very potential, should be given seat in this college, then we try to put the candidate under stress. So if you are put under stress, chances are very bright that you're on the safer side. So how we put the candidate under stress? We bombard you with the meaningless questions, cut your answers repeatedly, will express doubt on your integrity. That whenever you say that, even some of the students, they're not so confident, they lose confidence if all these 5 suited booted panelists they shout at you that, okay, if I say, sir, my name is Rajiv, are you sure that your name is Rajiv? If I'm not confident, I've seen many times people, they take out their 10th class certificate. Okay sir, my name is Rajiv, sir मैं राजीव हूँ, कमाल कर दिया सर आपने, डरा दिया. So don't take these things seriously. Laughs or mocks at you, people are really sensitive. If you are answering any particular question asked by any particular member, and the rest of the members, they are smiling at you and they are laughing, so some of you will get conscious. So don't get conscious, continue with your answer, and they will look uninterested. Means you are answering, you are going through the serious phase of your life. There's a question of life and death as per your thinking. You're taking this interview and they are not at all very interested in scanning your answer. So these are few things, tricks we play with the candidates, or they'll play with you in order to put you under stress. The only logic is that they want to check whether so before you have asked, can we use Hindi sometimes within the interview? Saransh is absolutely right. Try to avoid this English funda. Make sure that you're comfortable, your level of comfort is fine with this language, and it's just a game of 15 minutes, and I think that just for 15 minutes anybody can continue with this, sustain this language. So please avoid any slang or English at the time of interview until unless it is very important, or you can put any punch in the interview with that particular line. Let's say any quote from any saint or great person is there, then it is fine. Otherwise please avoid this native language. It has to be pure formal, pure English, British English to be more precise. Avoid even American English also. That's not so serious. Correct English. So am I clear about, have you all seen this stress interview slide? Do we know about stress interview? What exactly? And what is the purpose? The point is that keeping this session, online session, is that we should be able to develop your thought process. Ultimately, it's just like I'm just showing you the slides, reading the slides out. The point is that we should know the logic behind all these and how to handle these questions. Let's move on to next slide. We have got still 15 minutes to go. So how to handle stress interviews? For example, you need to keep your cool, you need to keep your temper. For example, if you're asked number of questions at the same time by all the members, let's say you're answering question number 1 asked by the panel person number 1. So make sure that you answer question number 1, and while answering question number 1, or let's say even after answering question number 1, it is for sure that we will not be able to recall rest of the question. Now make sure that you ask the second person, sir, what your question was. And let's say during the time of, at the time of answering first question, if he says that, don't you think that my question is more important than the question you are answering? So make sure that, sir, I have been asked this question, let me finish this question and then I'll come on to your question. Now this shows that you are very cool from inside. You can control your elements, and you can handle stress easily. In times of stress, you are not losing your patience. So please answer one question at a time. In case of crossfire, you have been fired volley of questions, make sure that you answer one question at a time. And while answering these questions throughout the interview, throughout these GDs or interviews, or I would say that whenever we are facing any testing times or challenges, we should be able to exude confidence. That is what separates leader from rest of the people, that they exude confidence. Let it be Salman or Shah Rukh, etc. You talk about Mahatma Gandhi, Winston Churchill. The only difference between these people and us is that they are able to exude confidence from their body gestures and answers. And sometimes we can put you under stress, even if we can reject your correct answer even. So in this case, you're damn confident that you are correct about this particular question asked. So make sure that diplomatically handle this particular question, this particular stance made by them, that okay, just say that, sorry sir, I think we have difference of opinion as far as this question area is concerned, but I believe in whatever I say. By doing so, we just want to check your power of conviction, whether the candidate is able to take stand, whether he is firm, whether he or she is firm on his or her stand or not. We just want to check your conviction, your power of conviction, whatever you say, say you stand for that particular thing or not. So these are certain do's we have to follow to handle stress interviews, certain don'ts. We're not supposed to do these things. Do not try to create unnecessary humor with your nonsensical jokes or PJs, because it is very easy to start the humor, but it is very difficult to control once if it goes out of hand. So make sure that don't do this. Don't lose your patience, don't get provoked or don't get agitated under any circumstances, because anybody who is very sensitive or very aggressive by nature, sometimes people take questions or these things onto their egos. So keep your egos aside, whether you know any chief minister, whether you are son or daughter of any political bigwig or industrialist, please keep your ego aside, because with high egos or aggressions or deep down insecurity in you will not be able to adjust yourself in corporate sector. We need to keep these things aside if you want to become an effective manager. Please keep your egos aside, maintain your patience, maintain your cool, and be focused, be cheerful, and keep answering one question at a time. So don't get agitated. They'll try every possible effort to provoke you. Please do not show any sign of nervousness. Now to avoid this, try to make an eye contact with, so this is called 80-20 rule. 80% you should be in contact with the person the question have been asked, and 20% with the rest of the panel. No mumbling, no jumbling, etc. Make sure that you answer the question perfectly, completely, and you should be able to show that you are a mature candidate. You know how to handle different situations, because ultimately the corporate sector, you talk about life full of challenges. It is not that you get package, you do nothing and you get your package, everything would be fine, it would be a cakewalk for you, for anybody, for me or anybody. It's not like that. So it's stress. The other side of corporate sector is stress. It is not, or the brighter side is pay package, prestige, and your ability to impress the people around you. The other side of the same coin is high levels of stress and your ability to keep up with these stressing times. Ultimately, the life or the corporate or the interview is battle of nerves. One who has won this battle, one who is through this battle, comes out with flying color in this battle, he will win the game. Okay, so these are the few things that we are supposed to do and follow. So these were the things I wanted to share with you, and I hope that I were able to answer few of your questions, and we were able to discuss few of the things that are very important when it comes to interviews, especially MBA colleges interviews. So this is 1.5 hour session. In just 1.5 hour session, we cannot cover all the things. Let's say if you're a local student, if you're an online student, make sure that you attend other such sessions also, and do your homework properly. It is all about doing your homework properly. Make sure that you draft your question, send your answers to us. You have got our mails also, email IDs also. Send your answers, give us a call and discuss with us that, sir, whether my answer is correct or not, should I highlight this, should I write this or not. Just type yes if the session you find was worth attending, or we were able to answer few of the things properly. Just type yes, so that we can keep these sessions in future also. And Vibhor is, I think, extremely joyed. Yes, thank you, Vibhor, thank you. And now the time has come to wind up the session. Make sure that you frame your answers after attending this session, and make sure that your intro should be superb. As a golden opportunity, I would again say that this is golden opportunity, and work on your strength and weakness. Make sure that you prepare one of your favorite subjects also. Be in touch with any good newspaper, news channel. Keep yourself updated with latest happening, what is happening around you, and above all, be positive, be cool, be focused, stay focused, and believe in your abilities, and enter the interview room, leave the interview room, chamber, GD room with little positive smile, cheerful smile on your face. But make sure that you should not wear that cunning smile on your face, and you should enter interview room with that Mogambo dialogue, or sir, kya haal hai, next question kind of. It has to be honest, deep from inside. Otherwise, in this entire world's history, let it be independent freedom fighting or something you talk about, battles have been won with the help of positive attitude. It's not about weapons, it's not about strategy, it's about your attitude. Be positive, stay focused, and all the best.